So today we'll be reviewing the Gorletic Titan doorway pull-up bar, and as you can see, it is a wooden product, and Gorletic is a Spanish company that has over 30 years of experience in making wooden products like, for instance, furniture. And now they started making calisthenics products as well, which we reviewed a lot of them already. This one, we're very curious how it will hold up, so let's check it out. So as the name suggests, the Titan doorway pull-up bar really reminds us of the Titan wall-mounted pull-up bar by Gorletic. And we think that this one, you'll have more space for your legs because the doorway is not in the way as the wall would be. And also, I really like the look of this product. And over here, you have the Gorletic logo, and it has all of the different grips. So the neutral grip, the semi-neutral grip, and also you have a neutral grip over here, which is kind of square, just like the Titan wall-mounted one. And these different options, and with this one you actually have an extra option because you have the different depth of climbing holds, and also over here you have a more simple one. So again, like many of the Gorletic products, this is not actually a round grip, so it is more of an oval shaped grip. So you can't really tell the diameter, but the height is 38 millimeters and then the width 35 millimeters. And over here you also have a very interesting grip. It is kind of like square. So the height of that one is 34 millimeters and the width it's like 30 millimeters. And over here you have an octagon shaped pull-up bar, 38 millimeters. The width of the pull-up bar is 104 centimeters and the width of this is about 64 centimeters apart. And then these neutral grip ones, like 15.5 centimeters apart. Yeah, and this, like, it's difficult to tell, but the distance apart is like 50 over here, and when it comes to the front of this grip, it's like 20. And the width of this one is about 54 centimeters. The oval shape doesn't bother me, it feels quite usual actually. This one is interesting though, feels a bit pointy. Kind of gives more grip because it has more edges, and it doesn't feel that much different than a normal thicker grip. It's actually very nice that you have the space in between the door. You do have to bend your knees a bit, but of course it depends on how high you hang the bar up. And in our case, I also have enough space for my head.
The oval grip it doesn't even feel that weird. I know it's oval, but it just feels pretty much the same like a round one would. Yeah, these octagons, they're basically the same like a round bar, but I just dislike the feeling. I prefer an actual round bar. Yeah, with this one it's just that the corners sort of dig into your hand a little bit more than a round bar would.
So it's actually interesting that they don't have any round bar. These are very similar to a round bar, but the rest is just very different. One thing also is that over here, if you place your hands too close to this side, then you might hit the other bar, but then you just watch your placement, and because you have enough space, it's not a problem at all. So it's obvious that you won't be doing any close grip pull-ups over here, but that's probably because then you have these options over here instead. So one difference between this one and the wall-mounted one is that you had an extra bar close to the wall with the wall-mounted one. So then you could actually do more isolation when you did your toe touches. So with this one, we could just close the door and then we can, for instance, use this bar, but then you're still quite far away from the door. So maybe if you use these grips, nice. And it's actually nice. So it's actually cool that they also added the hangboard. So over here, you can see that this is less deep than the middle. So this is the deepest version. So you can just hang from that. I guess you can do pull-ups with it, but then you can't do full range, and then it gets harder when you go to the outside. This is still doable. Over here, I kind of have one finger that still goes to the easy version. Oof. Okay, that gets actually quite challenging. And then lastly, over here, you have quite a deep version. I guess it's the same as this, but it has an edge, which makes it even easier. So yeah, like this you can train your finger strength. So the other Gorletic pull-up bars actually didn't have that option, so actually kind of cool. So of course you can also use a resistance band with this bar to do some assisted work, or you can do your warm-ups. And over here you actually have the option to hook your resistance band onto this hook, but actually we don't really find that useful. We would maybe use it with a suspension trainer with a carabiner and just click it on there. That would be quite easy, but normally we would just hook it onto the bar like this. So if you don't need to make your pull-ups easier, but you want to make them harder, then this one can actually handle up to 160 kilos. Then you can use a weight vest, and Gorletic doesn't have one, so we will be testing it out with this one. So you can even train your fingers with some weights as well. And last but definitely not least are the gymnastics rings, because then you can do some push exercise, you can do your muscle ups, you can do dips, also you can do push-ups, plus you can do exercise to the side like your rows. So let's test it out. We really like it. It's a very sturdy bar and it was very easy to hang it up. And we really like the feel of the wood on the hands. The oval grips, they basically feel like a round grip and it's very nice. These grips over here take some getting used to, but they're still okay. And for the rest, you have a lot of options with this bar, and you even have the hangboard over here. And looking at the wall-mounted pull-up bar by Gorletic, the big brother of this one, the Titan 5, it is very similar, and actually this one does the exact same thing, but it actually fixes the problem of the wall being in the way, because you have the doorway, so you have much more space. So we actually prefer this one, and with some tools like your gymnastics rings or the weight vest or the resistance band, you have even more potential. So we definitely recommend this pull-up bar. So click the links in the description or over here, and don't forget to use the CWW10 discount code for 10% off. And if you want us to review any other products, let us know in the comments, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good day.